Yep. Fuck work, but I'ma go. Fuck work, but I'ma go. Natasha speaking truth all through your stereo. Get you through any scenario. So bump this in your headset. And you ain't even gotta take a drug test. Fuck work, but I'ma go. Fuck work, but I'ma go.
Ding dong dong dong. I was trying to do like a jingle. I was trying to do a jingle bell.
Oh damn, Merry Kwanzaa. You know, as an African American, I'm trying to.
Here we go.
This year, so Juneteenth, Kwanzaa. You know, I'm requesting MLK off. You know, I'm woke. So I'm in this.
You better not wrap none of them gifts for your son.
What?
Kwanzaa, they don't do that.
What you mean? I can't do both. Cause see on the.
You gonna do both?
I mean, why not? I gotta you know what I'm saying? Cause it's his birthday, Christmas, Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? It's all. And honestly,
you gonna order your
not to delay this, but to think about it, he had no birthday for 12 months. He had to celebrate everybody's birthday with him with them all year long. So my boy kind of could get the Kwanzaa on top, but you know that's neither here nor there. But
you gonna order the stuff from Amazon?
What, the Kwanzaa stuff with the candles and all that? Yeah.
What they call?
I'm sure my mama got a little set at the house. What?
That candle's probably dusty. Okay. Anyway, Merry Christmas, y'all, and Happy
Kwanzaa,
Thanksgiving,
Hanukkah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hanukkah. All that good stuff. So, y'all know this is our bonus episode, and we like to spotlight our people that look like us.
You know,
our young Black Pratchett's. So today we have Mrs. Danielle Alexander.
Okay.
I was about to say the maiden name, but Mrs. Alexander. We done upgraded or whatever. Okay. But yeah, so Danielle's a good friend of mine. And she is a what did Danielle? Oh, she is a mental therapist. Did I say that? Yes, mental therapist. So Danielle does have a business called Love LLC, aka Tea with Danielle is the Instagram name.
Okay,
T. It's the Tea with Danielle. And you know, she basically has this business to help young and teens transition through life experience, to help them with their mental health. And one thing that I do appreciate, because as a young adult and a teenager, they do go through life changes.
Yes.
They really go through a lot of things that we did not go through at their age. So
she accepted new clients.
Oh well, when she come on, we gonna ask her.
What kind of insurance she take?
We gonna ask her, child. We gonna ask her, cause we gotta make sure we pay that out of network fee.
Whoa. My deductible ain't been paid, bro. We ain't doing that.
So Danielle, come on over, my good soul.
Hi, y'all. Y'all are hilarious.
Yes.
Y'all are hilarious.
On this good Monday.
I know I ain't do that much of a good intro because I'm over here asleep. So, I mean, but you already gonna talk your shit anyway. So,
yes. Oh, before I start though, I definitely feel you on the sun and the birthday being close to Christmas, because my husband's birthday is the day after Christmas. So I definitely, yes, I feel your pain.
Yeah,
I guess pretty much. Is that Kwanzaa this year?
Huh?
It's a Capricorn.
You said what? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, is that rolling to Kwanzaa this year? I don't even know when Kwanzaa is. That's probably really bad.
It's on the 26th this year, right? I think it's on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken.
Girl.
I think it is.
Now she about to go look it up, because she about to be a whole...
Yup. I'm that I'm telling you, because
you already been Googling it.
No, because I do marketing, and so I don't know if it's a holiday that we can run some Facebook ads. So I have to know all the holidays and their dates to be like, y'all want to run ads on Kwanzaa?
So gonna be like, what the hell?
Anyway, we talking about me, we talking about Danielle. But go ahead.
So I'm a mental health professional. I'm a licensed professional therapist. I currently am not taking new clients though. Just because I'm trying to get ready for the holiday season, because that is a busier time. So a lot of my clients go through a lot more during the holiday season. So I like to be able to be there and be present for them, instead of adding new clients. Whereas like when I start the new year, then I'll take new people.
Okay.
But yes, so a lot of times like the holidays are horrible for people, whether they've had people pass this year, especially with it being COVID. Like a lot of people are going to struggle this holiday season, because it's their first one or maybe their second one without that special loved one. So mental health is so important right now, and just finding a therapist like is a lot easier than people think, like especially for people of color. So something that's really helped my business recently is therapy for Black girls. So like we all see the commercials, we see their Instagram, but like they are a legit directory to like help you find a therapist if you are a Black girl. And it's free. Like you literally log on, look up your insurance, or if you don't have insurance, they also have self-pay options, and you can find a therapist within your state. So definitely using that free resource. And I believe there's one also for Black males too. I have to look up the name of it, but I think it's similar, like therapy for Black boys or something similar to that.
Okay, yeah.
So speaking of insurance, why don't we, people of color, know that we can go through our insurance company to find a therapist, to find counseling, to find any type of grief counseling or just anything? Like, why is it so hard for us, or why is the information not there for us to know? I mean, of course, we know because
we work in HR.
We work in HR, but a lot of people don't know that they could go through their insurance to get these services. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of times what happens with our people is that we see money. So we see another service because we already think, oh, the doctor costs money, the dentist costs money, this is going to cost money. And so a lot of times we don't even realize that it's covered in our insurance, that like your insurance plan like covers mental health. And I think when people are looking up or looking at like their benefits for the year, like when you're choosing during like open enrollment, people don't even scroll down to look at what's covered mental health wise. All they're looking at is what's covered for surgery, or if they're having a baby, or, like what's my copay. But they don't realize it's so many other services that are down there. Like there's autistic services people can get if your child has autism, like mental health services, like all of those things are there. And I think a lot of times we just skim over them. One, because we as people of color, we don't believe in therapy. Like if we're being completely 100, like we don't believe in therapy. So we're not even going to look to scroll to see if our benefits even cover that, because we're already thinking they don't, because it's not a real thing. And so I think once we actually sit down to look, like if you call Blue Cross Blue Shield, like that's where I get the bulk of my clients from, is through referrals from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Like they send me so many people simply because they call Blue Cross Blue Shield and Blue Shield refers them to a therapist. So a lot of times it's as simple as calling the number that's on the back of your insurance card. It literally says behavioral health on the back of your most insurance cards.
Thank you. Behavioral health. Okay.
And so you call that and they can connect you with, a therapist that is paneled or taking referrals in your state, because it has to be somebody within your state. Like I can only see people in Georgia. Like I can't see people in other states because of how my license works. So a lot of times if you just call that number, like they can refer you to somebody. And like insurance is different. Like some people have really good insurance. I have clients that have no copay. I have clients where they have to pay up to their deductible and then their insurance kicks in. So not all insurance is the best, of course. It definitely depends on your plan, but you don't know till you ask. And also a lot of therapists will be flexible with like a sliding scale. If you don't make a lot of money, they do have sliding scales where we can work with you. Like we understand that therapy is so needed. Like if your mental health is not good, like your physical health is not going to be good. So we want to work with you. I mean, we're not going to shortchange ourselves, of course. Like I'm not going to, you can't pay $20 and see me. No, but
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to, hit you over your head if I know that you need it and that this will build a good foundation. So really it's just looking up and asking, like, I'm glad that y'all work in HR. Because like the EAP program, like if you don't have the money right now, like you can get 6 to 12 sessions depending on your HR program that they have for EAP. So like asking about that, I have so many people that don't even realize that that's a thing, that their job is giving them free therapy.
Right. And EAP stands for Employee Assistance Program. So we want to make sure y'all understand when y'all have your open enrollment, they talk about EAP. They also tell you like when it's updated calendar wise, because I don't know, certain companies have different ways, but your EAP is out for the year. How are EAP programs? Is it for the year, calendar year?
So I believe you can get so many sessions per calendar year per issue. So if you come in one moment for grief, you can get 6 sessions for that. And then you also could come back and get another 6 sessions within that same year for anxiety. So it really just depends, one, on the therapist too, because a lot of therapists will work with you. Like if we build a rapport, like we definitely want to keep working with you and figuring out how we can make this financially affordable. So yeah, but I think I think it is the calendar year, because I think insurance runs calendar year.
Yeah, they do.
It does. And so I will say this too, in regards to sessions, 9 times out of 10 you can get like 6 for individual, and then I think it's like 8 for family. So if you're doing family, like if you're married or with children or whatever the case may be, they give you a few more, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for
nice.
For family. It's normally a little bit more, maybe like 2 more sessions. You ain't gonna get
and it definitely depends on your company too, because like some companies are better than others. And school too, like students, like your college gives you also like 12 sessions a semester sometimes. So also looking into like your college to see like what they offer mental health wise, because they have a counseling. Every college pretty much has a counseling program with therapists that are there and like willing to talk and like willing to work with the students too. So even looking into that option, if your parents don't have the best insurance, but you still want therapy, seeing what your school offers.
No, that's great. The question that I have for you is behavioral health, does that qualify for FMLA? And if it does, what does that process look like?
So actually, yes, it does. It actually qualifies as a disability. So now if you have anxiety, depression, I believe like schizophrenia, bipolar, and a few other diagnoses, you can get a disability at your job. And so basically that requires your therapist like writing a letter. There's like a template that they have to fill out. And it doesn't even have to say like the extent of your behavioral health disorder. It just simply has to say, Jenna has been diagnosed by a clinical therapist. She is deemed to have one of these disorders that has been listed, and she's requesting a disability accommodations. And so you can qualify, for that disability with accommodations at your job along with FMLA.
Now, we're not telling y'all. Don't be using this information to be scheming now.
I mean,
y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. I'm all for the scheming. But if at least you gonna scheme, at least go to a session or 2.
Right.
Yes.
Most therapists require, right?
So yes. So you have to go to get diagnosed. You have to go to at least one.
Okay.
But the sad part is that you also can get diagnosed by your primary care physician, your doctor. So although they're not necessarily trained in therapy and things like that, they are medical doctors. So they can do like psychiatric type things, like prescribe you ADHD medication or anxiety medication or depression medication. But I really want people to go see a therapist, because it's kind of like, are you trying to cheat the system? And if you're trying to cheat the system, then please go to your primary care physician and waste their time. But if you genuinely want help, then please seek out a therapist so you can learn skills. Because if you do have anxiety, you do have depression, you do have things that are hindering you from doing your job, like you getting a medication is not going to make your job easier. Like, so really seek out someone that wants to give you the skills and help you get over what you're trying to, go through versus looking for the easy way out. Because like your mental health is not, you don't want to take the easy way out with your mental health. Like one wrong medication and you need more than just FMLA. So you really want to be careful with like what you're trying to do.
Right, like coming back off FMLA and then still need vacation time away from your job.
Yes. And also a lot of jobs now are doing like mental health days or, things where like if you need to take a day, like you can take it and it's paid. So really a lot of companies are getting very progressive. So like they're looking out for mental health, which is good.
For sure. Because I know some companies are like, yeah, we understand, but we need you to come to work. And, then also saying that, because I think we, with FMLA, it doesn't have to be taking that 6 weeks or that 12 weeks at one time. You could take a week and then, like I'm going to need a week off every month in regards to like my mental, as long as you and your therapist decide that, or how does that scheduling work?
So I believe it can, like, we can write a letter that basically just states like what you need, but I think it also does still fall on your job. Like they can't fire you while you're on FMLA, but I feel like certain jobs will make it where they'll want you to quit. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, we're not going to get rid of you, but you're kind of being a hindrance on like what we're trying to do. So definitely like gauging your job and gauging like what you think that they're going to be okay with. Because like I had a client where she works for the government and I had to write a letter for her. And I was like, this scares me because, the government, they be watching and they be keeping record of stuff. And they're like, all of this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, hopefully they don't use it against you, but I don't think they will.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully it's not, because even though I just feel like with COVID, a lot of companies are more lenient and they're taking this like mental health really seriously now. And a lot of people are, like, a lot of companies are not. But I think like when people call off and, they just can't go to work, at the end of the day, you still got a job to do.
Right.
You do.
You still got a job to do. So I believe it's what type of person you is and how you work is really going to affect if this person like, okay, this person needs a break. If they be coming in here working or whatever, so they need a break. Now, if you be coming in calling off all the time, you talking about my mental health, then it could be other issues going on at home. But some things you just need to speak about. I mean, even though you're not comfortable speaking with your manager, your supervisor, or whatever, at least you'll have that documentation if you talk to somebody that's licensed.
Right.
Yeah, very true.
Because it doesn't have to be work related. It could be just your life, your baby daddy, or child support or whatever. Your car not working, your car always breaks. That can mess you up. That's very triggering. You sitting in traffic, because I tell you what, that triggering for me is that traffic, baby.
Yes. Also, the FMLA process is triggering. Like, so definitely, like, they don't make it easy for you to be out on FMLA or to continue to get FMLA, long-term disability and short-term disability. That's the one where they make it really hard for you because you're getting paid. So that's the one where, like, definitely have your mental health together or someone that can help you with that paperwork if that is something that you're going to think about doing, because they will make you document to get that 60%.
Yep. And they will decline you too.
Yes. And yes, so definitely you want to be on the up and up if you're going to use your short-term, long-term disability, because that's a whole nother mental health fight.
You better be enrolled in it too.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, better be enrolled in it, because if you're not, baby, you want to be out for depression for 6 weeks.
And you ain't got that STD. What's the short-term disability?
Yeah, STD. You got an STD.
Or that LTD.
That shit it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I've always worked at companies that offered STD and I didn't have to pay for it.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
I work for the state. We have to pay for it.
Yikes.
I pay for my short-term disability too.
Yeah, I pay for both.
I think one I was paying like 70 cents a paycheck. Or
yeah.
something. Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's not, but it's worth it.
Shit, my estimate
And
is
use
$16.
it. And use it, people.
Yes, for
Use
But
real.
also, some of them only kick in after a certain amount of time. Like I think mine it takes 30 days for my long term to kick in, and I think my short term is a week.
Yeah, a week.
Yeah.
Shit, that's good because normally that should take like 60 days.
Yeah.
I
It
think
take
I
a
paid
while
more
for
for the short one. I think we had two options, and I was like, "Give me the shortest," because you never know what could happen. You could be in a car accident, like I need it ASAP.
Right, right. Why you playing? Why
I
you
think
trying to figure it out?
it all depends on like your paperwork and when you get it sent in too. So
That
that's
makes
probably
sense.
why people be playing because I've seen people get their 6% fast and I've seen them.
Get it slow.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that we know this. That just because you see mental health services does not mean that you're losing all of your marbles.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I tell my clients that all the time. I'm like, just because you are seeing a therapist does not mean you're crazy. Like, I personally think everyone should have a therapist, whether you go
Yep.
once a month, once every 6 months, or however often you're going, but just someone to check in with because, like, yeah, we have our friends, we have our significant others, we have family, but like, they're not our therapists. And like, you need a unbiased person to be like, girl, you tripping. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
Like, why would you do that versus like a friend who might be like, well, dang, like, I don't want to tell Jen that she's tripping because then she's not going to talk to me, versus
Right.
like your therapist is like, I mean, you're going to come back. Like, I've been very
Right.
blunt with some people and they come back every 2 weeks. Like, okay, tell me again what I need to do. And they love it.
Right.
And I have some where I'm blunt and I don't see them again. And that's perfectly fine. Like, everybody also isn't ready. So like, but definitely like mental health, like everybody has mental health, just like we have physical health and all of that. So like you want to take care of it. Like it's not a negative thing because you see a therapist. Because we could be talking about your job. Like that doesn't make you crazy.
Right.
Everybody got a job. Like
Everybody got a job.
everybody has a issue with something.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
everybody has some type of issue, and like you said, that doesn't mean you're crazy.
I feel like if you look at your phone and you spend more than 2 hours a day on social media, you need therapy.
Ooh, you do.
Yeah.
The spirit of comparison and all of
Yes.
that. Like you definitely
You
need
need
to see and talk to someone.
Yes, if you spend more collectively, you spend more than 2 hours. And I know people like scroll and they can't stop scrolling. Like you need a therapist because you're on there for what? You know what I'm saying? You need to fill your time up with something else. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But I think, and that's just me, like I have a time limit on Instagram. Like I can't be on there more than 2 hours. So like once it hits, it sends me a little timer. Like we hit the time limit for today. And normally I never see it because I'm normally like not. But because I work in digital marketing, I'm on the back end of social media. I do not want to be on the front end of social media. Like I'm on the back end all day long. But I see so many people saying the same thing over and over, and I'm like, that's insanity.
It is.
Like you're driving yourself insane
on purpose.
I just can't see it. Like when I wake up in the morning, I don't even look at anything. Now with the new update, I set my focus on. I don't get on no social media for 2 hours. Like as soon as I wake up, I don't get on social media or check my emails like at 9 a.m. because it's
discipline.
It's just sometimes too much. It's draining. Folk talking about the vaccine, it just be too much sometimes.
Yeah, people dead now they be.
Yeah, like
rest in peace now.
Yeah, but still,
everybody.
I don't want to see that in the morning.
Yeah, my sister had thought that somebody had died and she sent it out to everybody, and I was like, damn. And my brother was like, yeah, somebody else woke me up with that sad news this morning too. My sister's like, dang, I gotta start being mindful of like not knowing what space you're in before I start just breaking.
Yes, everyone. Yes, check in with people before you just drop things on them. Yeah. Like, our parents, they love to drop stuff because they're like, so and so died, and it's like, well, dang, mom, like. It's 7:30 in the morning, but now that like celebrities are dying, especially for us, like celebrities like we grew up with are dying. We're like, we don't know them, but it's still like, I just woke up. Like, that's not something, you want to wake up to. Right. But even with just small stuff, just before you dump on your friends or your family, like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you in a space where I can say this to you or ask you for advice before you just trauma load them? And now they're like, well, now my day is horrible and this has nothing to do with me. Like,
now they need a therapist.
Yes, so like checking in with your friends, like around the holidays, like check in with people before you dump on them. Like don't assume somebody is not your friend because they're not around. Like, especially if you don't ask them if they're okay or what's going on. Like, don't assume.
That's good. All right, Danielle, you got to give everybody all of your contact information, social media, all that great stuff. Y'all heard her. She not accepting no new clients first week of January. So, yeah.
Yeah, they had a copay ready.
Are you doing virtual?
Yes, I only do virtual.
Okay. Yeah. So give them your contact information.
So my Instagram name is TEA with Danielle. My website is www.findyourlovellc.com. And those are the best ways to reach me. You can DM me on Instagram or you can send me a message through my website. And thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, Dee.
Yes.
That was good. It was good.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely bring her back now that we're on YouTube. I know the people would love to see the people behind our audios. So hopefully we can bring her in for what, like season 9?
Season 10?
9, 10.
What season we on?
We're going into season 8, which you can find on YouTube.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I know. YouTube, FCK Work Podcast, everywhere. Make sure you follow us on social media. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. You know, like all the YouTube videos, like with the little button, you hear the click. Yeah, hit that. So all our new episodes will be coming real soon, like real soon, Jenna gonna let y'all know on social media what's the exact date.
Not how my schedule set up, friend.
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
Promotion, babe.
Promotion, babe. Y'all just stay tuned.
Yeah.